Hey, you look nice today. Do you have a new shirt on? That color suits you. Anyways, thank you for being here. We're making cake today. As you saw on the thumbnail, I haven't made cake in almost going on an entire year. I was thinking about it, and I think the last cake that I made was for Callum's gender reveal, which would have been a long time ago. So we're making cake today. So the occasion is that me and several of my sister-in-laws that live local, we all have birthdays within like a week's time here in January. Every year we kind of get together and like celebrate together, and it's super fun. It's just kind of like a tradition. Anyway, this year is my turn to have everyone here at our house, and so I'm gonna make cake. I feel very out of practice to the extent that like I'm kind of nervous to even do this, and I'm filming it. So today I'm making a recipe from Pinterest specifically so that I can share it with you. I have a bunch of favorite like cake recipes, but they're from different cookbooks, and I feel like that gets old. Me always telling you, hey, if you want this recipe, you have to go buy this book, or it gets old. So I was like, we're gonna make a recipe from Pinterest. That way I can link the recipe for you. You can make it. Took one for the team today. So I have made this recipe before, and so I know that like I like it and I trust it, and it actually isn't a failure of a recipe. We're gonna get started. I was gonna make this video kind of like a how-to video, and I was like, you know, there are so many tutorial videos on YouTube, cake tutorials specifically. There are hundreds on YouTube, trust me, I know. I have spent a lot of hours watching cake tutorial videos. So I was like, you know what, there are enough of those videos on YouTube. We're just gonna make this a fun baking a cake together video. I like those better. It feels like we're hanging out. And I also don't consider myself a cake expert, so who am I to be making a how to make a cake video? I'm a little nervous about the decorating part of it all because I'm trying a new technique that I've never tried before. Anyways, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And let's get started making cake. Okay, so we're making this raspberry lemon cake. Here's the ingredient list. Everything is like very basic stuff, as you can see. Like I literally have all of these things here at my house, except the yogurt. I think my husband is picking some of that up for me. But I have like everything else. I am actually not using this buttercream recipe. I like to use the buttercream recipe from the Sugar Geek show. It's the easy buttercream recipe. I will link that in the description box as well. It's so easy. The recipe tastes amazing. I think I'm just gonna go with like a vanilla buttercream. I might add some like lemon flavor. Nothing exciting. But the inside of the cake is gonna be very exciting. I'm gonna do a raspberry reduction with probably some fresh fruit in the layers. So look forward to that. Okay, so I have all of my ingredients sitting out. I've had the cold ingredients sitting out for a while now because they work better if they're room temperature. I typically use fresh raspberries, but all I had were frozen, and so I had to chunk them up. So I don't know how that's gonna make the inside of the cake layers look. I'm kind of nervous, but I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll taste good, so that's what matters, right? And then I have my eggs already separated, and yeah, pretty basic. Let's get started. We're supposed to cream together the sugar and the butter with the lemon zest. I don't have lemons. I thought I had everything I needed. I don't have lemons. It's not a problem. I have lemon juice. I don't want to add like too much to like, I don't know, mess with the consistency or anything, but I think a little bit won't hurt, and then hopefully we'll get a little bit of a nice lemon flavor. I don't measure my vanilla, and you shouldn't either. So here's my flour, and then over here I have the baking powder, baking soda, and salt. And I'm gonna combine both of these. I don't know how to explain it, but I always make a colossal mess when I add flour to literally any recipe. Every recipe ever. So, guess we can look forward to that. Okay, so the next step is to beat the egg whites until they are at soft peak. And so what I do is when I am out thrift store shopping and I come across another KitchenAid bowl that fits my mixer, I buy it. And so now I have, I think, 3 of these bowls. I found, like, one of them came with a mixer. I thrifted the other 2. And then all I have to do is switch out the bowl. I have extra attachments because anytime I find these attachments at a thrift store, obviously I pick them up. And so I just switch out the attachment and the bowl, add my egg whites, and yeah, I don't have to go get like a hand mixer and a bowl and get those dishes dirty. This works for me. You might have a different way of doing things, that's okay. But this works well for me. So. Alright, so my cakes have about 8 minutes left, but I have to leave for a little while, and so I'm actually going to finish baking them when I get back, because I only have 2 pans that are the size that I need, and so I'm going to wait till these are cool, I can dump them out, and then I'll just bake the rest of the cakes when I get home this evening. So, yeah, I'll catch up with you then. Alright, I'm back. I know I said I was going to like catch up with you last night, but I got home late and so I just baked the cake and went to bed. So, anyways, we're back today and we're going to make the buttercream first thing this morning. I've had the cakes chilling in the refrigerator overnight and so they're ready to be frosted. So, like I said yesterday, I prefer to use the easy buttercream recipe from the Sugar Geek show. She has a YouTube video. I'll link it in the description box for you. I have all of my ingredients measured out already and I've had them sitting out for several hours so that the egg whites and the butter can come to room temperature, because it's always better to make frosting or anything you're baking, it's always better to use room temperature ingredients. So I have my powdered sugar, I have 24 ounces of that, I have 24 ounces of unsalted butter, I have vanilla extract, and I have room temperature pasteurized egg white. This particular buttercream has to be whipped for like 15 to 20 minutes after you get it like made to release any of the air bubbles. So I'm gonna get started because this is kind of gonna take a while. The reduction almost finished actually. It's almost done cooking down. It usually only takes like 10 or 15 minutes at the max. The berries were frozen, so it took a little longer. But anyway, so I have my cakes out of the refrigerator. I usually work with them semi-cold. Cake just is more workable when it's cold. Anyway, so over here, I don't know how well you can see, but I chopped a bunch of fresh raspberries in half to go in the middle layers of the cake. And I had paper towels on both sides of them to kind of soak up the extra moisture so that it doesn't like bleed a lot inside the cake layers and just make it look really ugly when you cut into the cake. So anyways, also, it's not quite completely dissolved yet, but I mixed up a simple syrup. It's just equal parts water and sugar. And I also added a little bit of lemon flavor, not a lot, just a little. So what I'm gonna use that for is after I cut the dome off of these cakes, they don't have a whole lot of a dome, but enough that it would make it a real pain if I didn't. Once I do that, I will kind of brush the simple syrup onto the cake When you're working with layer cakes, it's better to use a recipe that makes a more dense cake. A lot of times it can be hard to keep the cake actually moist. That's why we use simple syrup and we brush that on, and then all of a sudden you have a moist cake again. I might actually get this done before Callum wakes up from his nap, so how cool would that be? I'm gonna get started here, but I have my cakes, I have my raspberries, I have my beautiful buttercream. You didn't see that. Okay, so I have all of the inside layers of the cake put together, and so I have the cake chilling in the refrigerator because before I add the crumb coat, I want to make sure that those layers are solidified so that my cake isn't sliding around when I'm trying to put the frosting on. Anyways, so I'm gonna let that sit for a little while. I'm gonna kind of tidy up my kitchen a little bit. It's driving me insane. And then I'm gonna go get my baby up from his nap, and I'll get back to cake decorating very soon. So I'm excited to share this video clip with you. So me and Callum were just messing around the other morning, and I thought to set up my camera, which I never think that far. Anyway, I got such a special moment on camera, and I want to share that with you guys. Where are you going? Frosting. I am getting very nervous because I know that it's actually coming down to the point where I actually have to do the palette painting, and I'm very nervous. But anyways, I have several different shades of kind of mauve, kind of an orangish color. We'll see what kind of concoction we come up with. I'm very nervous. The amount of fun that I'm having with this should be illegal. It feels illegal to be having this much fun. Let me show you. Here's what we've got so far. So I've only got 2 flowers done. We've got this one right here. Looks kind of sloppy, I know. And then I have this one on top. I love how imperfect it is. It's like almost like a real flower. Like real flowers are never perfect, and I am loving how imperfect this looks. Anyway, so I'm gonna add a few more flowers in here, and then I'll show you how it looks. Isn't it pretty? This is the first time I've ever tried decorating with a palette knife, so very sloppy. I honestly think it turned out so pretty for being the first time I've ever done this. I've set the standard for myself very low, so I'm pretty impressed with it. But I'm gonna pop it in the refrigerator, let everything set up. All right, thank you so much for being here and for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I have a disastrous mess to go clean up and then get started on my actual list of things to do today. I have kind of wasted my entire day decorating this cake, but it's okay. It was fun, so, you know. Anyways, all right, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.